we go with the replacement of this rather lovely red carpet. Looks like a pub carpet or something, but it's been in the van for a couple of years and it's not great. Well, it's fine in the summer, but in the winter when it starts getting wet and damp, it's not good. So we're replacing it with vinyl, which hopefully is going to be a better solution. Just need to be a bit careful with it. So anyway, we need to remove all the bits that tie the carpet down and the entry points at the back and the side, and then it's just a case of cutting it all up and ripping it up. This one was glued but also stapled. The staples are a bit of a pain just because they're quite nasty to rip your hand open. So the plywood underneath was pretty good, quite a few holes in different sections, but I felt it didn't really need taping over at all. So yeah, it took a while to take everything out. The carpet was a bit awkward where those units are, because the units went on top of the previous carpet, so I tried to get as much of the fluff out as possible with the Stanley knife, and yeah, it's quite a good result. So just needed to get rid of any bits of stone and bits of loose carpet. So this was the vinyl, nice long roll, and there it is. So it's a reclaimed pallet wood type flooring in blue. Obviously it's not going that way, it's going lengthways, so I had to turn it all around. I would say that if you can take all your units out, or you are doing a van, I would do the flooring obviously before doing anything else to it. It's just a lot easier when there's nothing else in the van. It's quite a confined space to work in. So this is the glue that I was using. The one on the left, I've got some left over, and these are new cans on the right. This glue is pretty good. When you've finished using it, you've got some left in the can, hold it upside down and spray it so all the residue comes out, and then 6 months later you can still use that same spray can without it blocking up. So here we go. This is the flooring the right way round, trying to get it in some sort of orientation where it won't be wonky. We don't want a wonky donkey floor. So here we go, trimming it up, just pushing the ruler against the edges and trimming. I would say about the Stanley knife is constantly rotate the blade, put a new blade on. You don't want blunt blades when you're starting to cut this stuff, especially where it's on show. Otherwise it does kind of rip the vinyl slightly, and that's not a good finish that you want. So we're sort of trimming away. Decided to glue the top section just to hold that in place, and then we can work our way down and get rid of the wobbly bobbly bits. And then we're just cutting around everything that's in the way as careful as we can, and just making sure we don't rip the vinyl. We don't want to tear it. Although if you do tear it, it's not the end of the world. You can spray the glue down and push the vinyl back onto that glue, and it holds everything in place, and you won't really see any previous like rip marks at all. So just going around the heater here, it's all going pretty well. There was one section I did have a little bit of trouble with, and that's around the sink unit, which I will probably cut a section out and glue it back in place. That's the good thing about this. If you look at it, you can see the planks on the vinyl, the pattern, and you can cut these out and you can glue them into ones that if you've got a rip or a damaged bit, you can kind of cut it out and then glue a new section in. It's quite good stuff for doing that. Right, so we're getting there. We're chucking out all the offcuts. The van's getting a little bit tidier in the back. It's looking a little bit neater. It's still pushing too hard against different sections, so we just keep on trimming, loosening it up and getting it ready to do the final glue with the spray glue. It's best not to rush this bit too much, just in case you do make a mistake with the cutting, because it can be a pain to correct it, especially if it's like an inviewable section. So yeah, we're just going back and forth, tidying up as we go. It's probably the rough cut first of all, and then tidying up So yeah, just going under that slightly, that unit. But yeah, hopefully come the winter, and also if you're going down the beach with these vans, the sand gets in the carpet and it just holds it. The carpet weighed a lot when I took it out, the old carpet, and rolled it up. So I think it's got a large amount of sand inside it being held. So yeah, this will probably make it a little bit lightweight, but yeah, you can just, at the end of the day, if you've got a lot of sand in there, just brush it out or hoover it, no problem at all. The vinyl can be washed if it gets dirty, so yeah, not the hassle of a carpet, especially when you start getting like damp smells, which can be like a pain to get rid of. So yeah, it's the end of the red carpet in the van. So we're almost there. You can see it's still got some ripples in it. I'm pushing them out there, and it's just more trimming until it gets into a better position. But I had to start gluing, really going, working my way down from the top bit that I'd already done. So major trimming going on there, constant trimming, trim. You possibly could, if you did this again, if it did come out, you could take this out and use it as a template for the new one if it came out as one. It never tends to work though, because you end up, this stuff gets stuck in places which, you know, the glue's very strong and it just won't release, it'll rip the vinyl. So E-foam, this is my old glue. Surprisingly enough, I think you only need 2 cans of glue to do this stuff. You don't have to spray it all over the floor, you just do sections to hold it in place. What you do have to do is build up a layer. Probably the best idea is to spray it and let it go tacky and then push the vinyl down. I'm a bit impatient, so I kind of just like went for it. So you can see there I'm just doing crosses and different patterns. The only bits you want to pay attention to are the entry points, to make sure that the vinyl is glued down right up to the edge of the wood, because you don't really want it lifting. Although the entry points do have metal covers to hold, well, I previously held the carpet down, but in this case now hold the vinyl down. As you can see there's the step and then there's the metal, but that doesn't go all around those edges. So yeah, it was just a case of trimming up those edges, making them look nice. And that is the back there. This is with everything back in. So you can see I'm quite happy with that result, really. It's quite a neat finish. And fingers crossed the vinyl will last. What I do, I leave links in the description below for everything I've used in this, excluding this vinyl flooring, which was on eBay. So I tend to buy everything from Prime at the moment, just for speed of delivery, and if I get any problems, it's very easy to resolve them. So yeah, that is the video. Thanks for watching. I hope it's some use to you. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and if you've got any questions, don't forget to ask. And I'll see you on another one. Bye.